Yeah. व्यूअर्स है वो सब देख ही सकते हैं ना, रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं करते हैं ना, वो रिकॉर्डिंग हमारे पास नहीं नहीं बस नहीं शेयर मत कर वर्कशॉप का ज्यादा
ठीक है ना।
ओके ओके ओके
मैं करूँ उसमें आप स्टार्ट
आप देख लीजिए आप
हाँ तो सब
रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट है सबको एडमिट और बस 22 है ना, नहीं है
ना आते जा रहे हैं,
हाँ
आते जा रहे
हाँ पीपीटी सभी
हैं। ये शेयरिंग में था।
शेयर में है ना, शेयर
आ गया।
जरा रखते ठीक है थोड़ा पेट को आप हमेशा इधर रहना है
अभी छोड़ दिया बस।
हाँ एक को इधर रख दीजिए तो है ना हमारा ये लोग का प्रॉब्लम है वो अलग हाँ वो अलग हाँ सर हाँ हो गया है बस वो शेयर भी हो गया है लेकिन वो मूव नहीं हो रही है ना स्लाइड
ये देखो स्लाइड खुली चलेगा कर लेंगे।
हो जाएगा
डिवाइस में चेक करके देखो चल रहा है कि नहीं।
एक बार चेक करो मुझे गुड आफ्टरनून ऑल ऑफ यू। अभी हम अपने पहले टेक्निकल सेशन की तरफ चलते हैं जिसमें हमारे चेयरपर्सन प्रोफेसर मोहम्मद अली सर रहेंगे, डायरेक्टर इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सोशल साइंसेज, और हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन प्रोफेसर मार्कर मधुसूदन सर हमारे सामने रिसर्च आर्टिकल स्ट्रक्चर स्टाइल एंड पब्लिकेशन एथिक्स पर ये टेक्निकल सेशन रहेगा हमारा, जिसे मॉडरेट करेंगी डॉक्टर उषा मैम। I request you, Professor Marka Madhusudan sir, please come and start. कर दिया था कर दिया
Yeah, please.
sir.
Yeah, please. Very good afternoon.
Very good afternoon one and all, and respected chairperson Professor Ahmad Arshad, respected chairperson Professor Muhammad Arshad, and moderator of this session Dr. Usha, and my dear friends,
So the first the topic of this workshop is on research article, style, structure, and publication ethics, because this will build you the second session, because we are straight away we go to the review of literature and other facets. So maybe many students here, maybe they are aware, maybe they may be aware. So this make you understanding about what is research article, what is the structure, and what the publication ethics. If you know this one, so then it is a easy job to write a article and publish an article later on. So we'll start with the beginning. So this I divided into three sections. The section one basically deals with the understanding what is a research article. Okay, so just it is for your knowledge sake, and it is so. See, you can see here. It is a very important the aspect about the research article. So research and article. So this is a basically it is a based on the scientific way. It is your whatever you are conducting. So it is the research articles. Basically, it is a primary the source of information. When we are categorizing the articles, so this is the primary source of information. It comes because this is a constitutes. The very important aspects about this one, the primary data you are collecting and producing this one. So that is a base. It is the primary currency of this the academic knowledge, the exchange, and also it is the seeing as the foundation for scientific paper progress. So this is where it is it makes you the understandable and also the excellence the later it is considered. So importantly, this is. See, now there is some framework. So how a article, research article must and should be a particular format. So what you are seeing on the screen, so here it is a IMRAD. So maybe you may surprise this, what is this abbreviation? It is very simple, this is, okay? I stands for introduction, M stands for methods, R stands for results, and D stands for a discussion. So this is a simple make it, but whatever paper, whatever the subject it is there. So this is the following. So this is the international the standard where so we have to maintain in a particular research article. So coming to the first introduction. So introduction is a very important. Like that is the face is the index of the mind. Similarly, the index of the your article is the face of your article. So this is the introduction must and should be very simple, and also it must and should articulate what exactly this is the one. One is in the introduction. So, the reviews and relevant literature must, because when we are talking about this is we are this one, based on the previous studies and whatever it may be according to your this one. Then it is the also it states a research object research. Research paper it is this is taken from your maybe project it is coming from that objectives of your thesis and the hypothesis. But the question comes here, every work has a hypothesis? No. So in the absence of hypothesis, what you will see in the articles, that is a research questions. So the research questions in the absence of the hypothesis, it will come. So then it is a second component. We have different kinds of methods, because whether it is a method, it's a social sciences is a very famous, and experimental method is very famous. And similarly, method is there, interview method is there, and a different case method is there. So whatever method is there, but it should be clearly it is mentioned, so that the research design. So normally in the structure, I'll show you very immediately. So you can see very easily this is the structure of the article. So the first and foremost that is a very important that is a topic. So the topic it must and should be very clear. So you should not put any abbreviations in the title. So there is a one again. There is a formula. There is a mentioned the ACRID. So ACRID. It is the abbreviation. That is again. It is as the approve, A for approve, C for create, and R for that is the uh, recreate, and I for improve, and finally that is for D for the disapprove. Okay, the whatever may be. Okay, okay. So the second important is article is so abstract is a very important. Writing abstract is a very unique and creativity, and whatever creativity in your mind. Journals and international journals. So there is a different format and is simple. Okay. So it is abstract. It is a great. This is a very important in any article because
ठीक है देखो ये ओ तवल नेक ने सही है बाजू मम्मी पहिए खिंच जाएंगे दीदी सही है बाजू तो सही है तो
it is also what the basic purpose of this article. And so what is the structure? It is a basically components is the purpose and methodology and findings and the what exactly it is the suggestion.
this पति पत्नी दोनों डॉक्टर हैं भैया मैं तो बम्बई ले जाता no, no, so the lens out इसकी नीचे थोड़ा बीमार सब ऐसे ही
why, and how. So these are the three simple things I have to come to. So where in the abstract, basically, that is the introduction. The first. Simple language, and they should not be jargon. So that's the case what happens here. So it is also providing the summary of your the article and also the justifications of why this study has been taken place. So that's why what are the information gaps are there. So it will fulfill. So next the literature. So this is any research article. So you are not writing first time. So maybe this is you are following already somebody has done some exchange. So you are continuing further. So is here. So to find out so the research gap or information gap. So that has to be to know this one. So the review of literature is very, very important in two aspects. One is the before taking up this particular topic for writing a paper, that is you have to do the review of literature because if you are doing somebody is already published, so then it is a duplication. To avoid duplication, so it will help you first time. The second one, again, review of literature is so important after writing your paper because the review of literature before also needed and at the end also needed. That is a redefine the bibliography. So
आप लोग कुछ सुन सकते हैं और रिप्लाई दे सकते हैं क्या?
This is also.
Can you reply? Can you hear us?
What is the topics?
We also have paid for it.
Topic you have to take it, and also the theoretical approach, whatever you are mentioning, that is So the review of literature also, again, it is a systematic review of literature, and they are there also, that we will discuss in the next section. Just it is overview about this one. So methodology, it is another important component of any research paper, methodology. So methodology must and should be very clearly mentioned. Many a times. Okay, you can do this. So the methodology is a many times when you are receiving a paper for review. So many times papers are good and an article is good, but which method? So there are four methods. So the methodology must be in your. So that is which method you are using. For example, you are using a survey method. So clearly mentioned. So this study followed the survey method and with the help of any other linked one, that is also your mention. So the method. What is the survey method? What is the survey method, the sample size, and when you have conducted, and what is the response? It should be very clearly should come. In the case of the evaluation study related that one. So you should clearly mention what is your evaluation method with the help of this particular content analysis, and also how you design your question checklist. That is basically it is needs a particular research period. So means which period to which period you have conducted this evaluation, and during that period, how many hours you are taken place, that should come. Okay. So it's a very similarly, the design method is there, and other methods, whatever you can. So next, based on this methodology, only this primary data comes. So this is basically what we are talking about. This is the data analysis and interpretation. So that is the major chapter of your thesis. And I think in the paper also is the findings of the study. So this is the primary data according to your method. So it is completion. So sometimes the method maybe it is a single method, or maybe it is the hybrid method also. You are combination of another two methods also you are taking into consideration. So that is also. So the interesting is many times missing in articles, research articles is the discussion. So data analysis based on your primary data, whatever data is there, is a very easy job. But the interpretation about this one, so there is a need for critical analysis. And also in this, the discussion part is very important. For example, in your particular component of your findings of the study or data analysis and interpretation, so the low answer, for example, use of AI tools. Okay, so you are conducting a survey of 100. So many of them they said that is a so 20% only they are using, 80% they are not using. So now the question is not 20 is important. Why 80 is not taken? So that is the case. So what are the reasons? What are the reasons? So this should come in the discussion. And secondly, so when we are data analyzing, so here it is that is according to data analysis comes. So then afterwards, in the discussion, again it is taken up this the implications of that the analysis are provided in the discussion. So where the cross referencing also comes here. Means here, your particular study you are conducting, the previous also somebody has conducted study. If some other universities or other parts of country are abroad. Okay. So how your findings correlates with the previous studies. So that should come in here. So the most of the time this the discussion part is in a national art. And it is a very important component and is a must for the international art. So when you are submitting in EBSCO, Emerald, or LCBS, SAGE, or any other scopus related journals, so this part is very, very important. And many times this is a miss. So because of this one, so many times what happens here, you are simply you are submitting today and tomorrow or day after tomorrow, within 2 days, a nice email comes from the publisher where you submitted. So thank you very much for submitting, but so they are added duties are not suitable for our publication. And encouraging they will write and they will reject one article. making the suggestions and also the improving the conclusion. So this comes here. So that's why it is the limitations are coming here. So this is you can write the limitations separately also. Otherwise, you can also include in the last part of the conclusion. So that is the conclusion. So normally, many times you are writing particularly targeting students and business scholars. So they are writing a very good paper. But when it comes to the last conclusion part, so up to the before conclusion it was good, but when it comes to conclusion, very poor. Many times what happens, the before the conclusion, the paper is very poor, but the conclusion is very good. So this is some kind of articles we are seeing across it, and many times this is a very difficult one. And coming to this, the last part about this any research article is the references make you thrill and also kill. Okay, so it has to be very important because you must and should follow a particular different styles or their reference styles, whether it's a MLA, whether APA, whether Chicago, whatever maybe. So you follow only one time. And secondly, in-text citations. That is, for example, APA is there. So that is author and agent. Okay, and if it is in the case of MLA, so author and page numbers. So this is a very important because you are not very much acquainted with this one. You are not having thorough knowledge about all the reference styles. But when you are submitting a particular journal, every journal has its own prescribed referencing style. So whether you like it, do not like it, but you have to follow it. So this references must and should be whatever you are cited in the throughout your paper. Must and should. So writing here it is if you have not taken any piece of information, but it should not reflect in the references because that will go through bibliography as you are practicing in your thesis or problems. Okay. So with this, I come to this the supplementary article sections. Many times, if you are taking a project, or maybe sometimes you have a fellowship is there. For example, this is basically meant for faculty members and others. Suppose you are writing a research paper based on a project is funded by the ICSSR or UGC or DBT or any other funding agencies. So you must and should acknowledge. So this acknowledge part is not only for the funding information, but also those help sometimes helping in your data analysis or helping in language or helping in some other way also. These are and nowadays this acknowledgement is very very important in the era of AI also in AI tools also because so even if you have used any AI tools, okay, but either you should mention in the research methodology or you can mention in the acknowledgement. First tool I use for this the paraphrasing about this one or maybe whatever maybe statistics purpose. Maybe if you are not putting the references, you can use the AI tool to make these references according to the prescribed style. So that also it will come. So in the acknowledgement. So the appendices means here according to that you are the maybe sometimes it is every article there is a specified length is there. And it is varies from type of article to category article. So that should come here. So this is many times it is problematic because what happens? So you are exceeding that particular time. So that is the length of the paper. So to avoid that one, it should come to this one. So the another one is the category of research. This is when you are writing a particular paper, when you are submitting particular paper to particular journal. So many times you are confused. So means here your article falls under which category. So because why it is focusing this is a very important and insisting about this one because every research paper according to this category the length is there. So these are 5,000 to 6,000 words in the case of research paper. Okay, so what is research paper? What is the conceptual paper? What is the other papers? It is to understand is very important. For example, research paper. So this research paper is very, in the case of this one, it is the research paper basically that is on whatever you are doing research. Out of that one it is comes. Here means here it is you are putting the original specific the categories the research paper reports on primary research that is maybe based on survey or based on the experiments or maybe empirical or maybe model. So the second the category is a viewpoint. So this viewpoint paper is what it includes. Okay. So the viewpoint paper basically based on the author opinion, author's interpretation, or the journalistic style of pieces. So means here, so this is the purely, it is not on based on the research. It is a only viewpoint. May be right, may not be right. So many a times, this kind of the categorization of papers here, it is a purely the description about the author. So that's why there is a disclaimer comes in the journals also or databases also. In the end of that article, it is the views mentioned in this paper are purely that is the author's opinions and author's views only. So if anything goes wrong, it is the publisher is not responsible. Okay, so that is comes here. So coming to this technical paper. So the technical paper basically this includes this evaluates technical products, processes, or services. So this is basically it is so this is a purely technology means this this is a clearly about that specifications. This is comes here. Well, this kind of papers mostly coming from science and technology. Okay. So then other paper, another one is a conceptual paper. So the conceptual basically it is a it develops a hypothesis or often this it is the covering the philosophical discussions or maybe comparative studies it is come. So then another one is a case study. So case studies are basically case study if it is coming on particular title means here it is pertaining to one institution, person, or one service. Okay. So means here so it is a describes actual organizational experiences, interventions, or specific or legal whatever may be that is comes here. So why this is it is because of this categorization when you are choosing according to that the length of the paper it is comes. Similarly, that is a literature review. So this is a purely based on the previous studies on particular topic you are taken. So this we will discuss in detail about this review of literature in the other sessions also. So now the title and abstract guidelines as I mentioned here. So when you are writing this particular title, so it should be very concise. Okay, and don't put this fanciful titles. Okay, because there is some standards also there. Some journals they are clearly indicating your title is so. They are basically title in two parts. One is the first part, and after is the main title. After colon, it comes subtitle. So better your should be clear, and there is a standardism. Sometimes it should not be more than 12 words. Okay. Sometimes subtitle comes here. It is okay. And the clarity better in the applications. So the use the accurate key variables because many times those are searching for your article. So main keywords about your article. So if it is not there, so then what happens? Somebody searching your article. So article title is something and the article components are something. Trace your article. So once they are unable to trace, then it is unable to cite. Unable to cite is here. So you are losing your research visibility in the form of citations, in the form of exhibit or item index and other books. So the one important is
वो पंखा में तो जाना जो है रहा था दिमाग में काफी टेस्ट होता फिर तो वही कर रहा है तो मैं बता का भैया देखा पड़ रहा है ऊपर की तो बाकी कर दिया आप फिर भी करते हैं आपने तेरे में there are some other the auxiliary components also it must be included in the fact that is for example it is a research implication practical implication social that is the writing abstract as so this is the ISO standard for the abstract for writing the publication side of it. So it is a must and should have it, but there is a one limitation is there. So it is a only key facts you have to take from this one because the length of must should be almost all journals. It should be ranging from 200 to 250 words, maximum 250 words. But the many journals, the range is 150 to 200 words. That is a it includes the keywords also, article classification also includes. So it's here. सुमिता मैं आप पेन दीजिए थोड़ी देर पेन दीजिए so do not add information that is not discussed with the main text of findings पेन दे देंगे कितने घंटे पर and avoid unexplained observations okay and focus more on summarizing your work
आप लोगों को सुनाई नहीं दे रहा कि प्रेजेंटेशन में कितने लोग बोल रहे हैं? ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हो? माइक भी सही जगह पे नहीं है। कर क्या रहे हो आप लोग? 400 रुपए इसलिए लिए हैं क्या?
So that's why. So this is very important, and it should basically it serves it should attract the interest and encourage the users, whatever we are users, they are responding. And introduction section basically it is very important because
फर्स्ट टाइम करा रहे हैं इसलिए प्रॉब्लम हो रही है मुझे लग रहा है इनको
the keywords comes here afterwards the categorization comes followed by the introduction first heading of your the research paper is introduction. So it should build the foundation and the master should be clarity and credibility about your because it should precise about the research questions and articulate why your investigation is taking place. What is the need for research? So it will give you the overview and this section is the helping you the remaining sections in a very attractive manner. So that's why so the defining that is a very identified critical gaps in the existing literature. So that's why this topic is taken up. So it is a clearly broad the context and background and also research the questions and identify the gap. So the gap it should be ended. So then research gap when it is ended, so then it is your comes here methods. So this is the method. Simply, so in the method as I mentioned here, method section that you have to clearly mention about your method and followed by who are the participants and what materials you are used and what procedures you are used and how you are analyzed. So this should these are the components system that is varies from study to study according to your research. Okay. So even many times how you are organized these findings in the form of tables and figures. So how many tables, how many figures? Even if you are not giving number also, but at least you mention the findings. We should the findings of the study are tabulated in the form of tables and figures. Okay, but the important here is that the transparency. It should be very clear methodology, so that it is giving a clear idea about the your users for effective use of your the article. So now the result section is again. So it is writing a chapter for thesis and writing the results section in research paper is very different. Okay. So here it is how concise, precise your findings come into picture
like this is a, see, the research section is a simple example is like advertisement. So advertisements are very fraction of seconds. Okay, but it will give you full understanding about information about particular product. The similar way, so the result section of your article also, so it will make you with a few lines, few paragraphs, so make you with better understanding about what is the outcome of your this one and what is that. So this is a fantastic. That's why there is a principle here. Is a so don't interpret, save the explanations. Okay, show the that is the implications about the discussion section. So the results only up to that one. The discussion, if you are combining both findings and discussion, clearly you have mentioned. First part is the findings and second part is the implications. Otherwise, you can make it is advisable. You can make into two sections. So the discussion is as I mentioned, this is making this how your findings align with and whatever the content. For example, I will tell you simple example. A particular student, I will tell you a research a survey is conducting. Okay, survey about dress. Okay, capsules. So question is same. Now it is in North India it is a winter, but in South India now it is a summer. Okay, so if you ask the same question is same. Answers from North India and South India are different. Similarly, so this is because of geographically and environmentally it varies. For example, the same question, if I am asking same question, that is the use of resources. Okay, so the normal order is what kind of problems you are handling. Facing problems in effective use of resources. So the problem of Agra University is different, problem of University of Delhi is different. Or similarly, problem of Agra University is different. So it's a question is same, answers are same, but the options are in Delhi University, there is a Wi-Fi is a main problem. But here it is the power is a main problem. Okay? So like Agra University, the problem about this the information literacy is a major problem. Right? Nicely. So whatever maybe that is so in a previous studies one study found it is a particular X, but in your study found Y. Otherwise it's the same in the Delhi University also and Agra University also find the same. So that is again what I can here the discussion part. The my findings of the study similar to the previous studies of so and so with the minor modifications or major modifications. So that way the intervention is very important. So that will make you the critical analysis skills and also the interpretation of your results is very important. So this will make you data is same. How you are interpreting, that is the creativity. So in this case, what happens here? So the AI tools plays a vital role. Okay, that we discuss in the next session. Okay, critical evaluation. So most of the time, what happens here? So what are the evaluation about this one? So how in this particular the discussion part finds addressing both. So and also it is a honesty. It is the constraints or alternative explanation, whatever it is, that will come to the picture because it is not for biasing for particular one. So it is a clearly. So for example, the students of Agar University basic starter is here. The results will come. So the statement, every statement must be the evidence. This is the evidence. So similarly, implications are. So based on this one, what should be the implications here? So how it is happening? Research is progressing or research is declining. So to improve that one, so how these findings will help you for suggestions. Yeah. So finally, so it is a final part of your future the directions you are preparing. So to make effective, efficient use of these e-resources means here huge money is spending on that particular e-resources. So to improve return on investment, both printed and electronic. So what kind of the measures is there? So that will come in the picture in the future direction. So that is your study must and should give the future direction to make use. So the references and site standards I mentioned, it is a citation ethics is important. Many times what happens here, papers are coming many times revision. Okay, You are not inside the citation is there, reference is missing, but reference is there, inside index citation is missing. Or sometimes another problem comes here. So index citation, so some abbreviations are used there. So sometimes the mismatching, here is mismatching, or sometimes are mismatching, and so on. So it should be the style, whatever you are using, whether it is the APA, MNA, whatever it may be, it should be very clear and throughout this one. So the referencing styles also sometimes a question, sir. So and these days you are seeing there in the reference section. So normally what happens here, reference section, any style, whether it is a APA, MNA, Chicago, Agar, there are so many styles are there. But whatever may be the main components of this one, first is Agar, then ID, then the journal name, line number, issue number, page numbers, right? So in the case of electronic, then these are source, okay? But nowadays, it is also very important that digital object identifier, okay? So this is a possible only, the DOI number is only possible for the electronic version. Yeah. So nowadays, this is a very primary. So it is you have to mention clearly, those articles having DOI number must and should be included, okay? So this is a very important. Sometimes the question comes here, you are not asking, but I am telling. Suppose a particular article has 20 authors. A particular author, these are many times what are in the sciences. Nowadays, these are collaborative authors more. Particularly for design or sciences, the authors are, it is a sometimes 20, 21. So how to cite? Many times the question is asking. So that's why I'm showing here. You can see if it is a standard journal reference list, up to 20 authors. So what you have to do here, you have to mention like this. Okay. So suppose for author list now for 21 plus authors are there. First list 19 authors. Then you can put like this the address and put in the dots and last the final author. Because if you are putting only author's name in this one, so it becomes like a paragraph. It is a very okay. So means here that is so the standards are there. You can maintain. Okay. Coming to the academic writing, the conventions are the formal tone must and should be avoid. See, avoid the poetic writing or emotional charged language because write very straight away, simple language and straight away what you want to convey to others. Whatever you write it yourself. But you are not writing for yourself. You are writing for others. Others should like it. Okay? अभी आपका कुत्ता आपको अच्छा लगता है, मेरा कुत्ता मेरे को अच्छा लगता है, मगर ठीक है ना? जो मेरा आर्टिकल मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है, आपका आर्टिकल नहीं अच्छा लगता है. So your like is not important. So your article, whoever reads, they like it. Okay, that is very important. So write very simple language. Sometimes I will tell you, but particularly students, okay? So they want to show their abilities in language. Any language, whether it is English, whether it is Hindi, any language, okay? So you are using high words, high level of even if it is a pure Hindi article you are writing, it is very difficult to understand by the mother tongue of English people. This is a fact. Okay? Even my mother tongue is Telugu. Even if I am unable to understand the pure Telugu article. So every time I have to look for dictionary for each and every word. It is very difficult. So wherever such kind of comes here, unavoidable circumstances. So you have to mention in the bracket. So that is the meaning. So that is the case what happens here. So it should not. Sometimes in technology, in sciences, we have to use clear terminology. Whether users understands, does not. But we have to use it same. For example, bandwidth. So you have to use bandwidth only word. Okay. Or sometimes whatever is some technical terms is being related to your subject, you have to use. But wherever such the subjective nature is there, you have to clearly mention in the bracket. It is a simple meaning. So others, it is good. And precision. Use the specific, precise terminology. That is very important. Many times, very logic, very hypothetical way, very casual way, they are putting. But the terminology, whatever every word in your conveys to others, and every word is linked to another word. Every line it is linked to another line. Every paragraph it is linked to another paragraph, and every section linked to another section. That's why there is a such a relation. Heading with और टेक्निकल बंडल हेडिंग with बंडल होता है इसमें, ठीक है? इसीलिए आपको जरूर ध्यान रखिए. Specific framing rather than vague generalization. That is very important. See, sometimes too fancifully you have to make this one. So what happens here? There is a huge difference. What you are talking in आपका introduction में एक कहानी है, जैसा कंक्लूजन में आते हैं तो दूसरा कहानी दिखाई देता है. ऐसा होता है ऐसा, ठीक है? अगर वो शाम को जाएगा जो पढ़ेगा रिव्यू करेगा क्या लिखेगा आगे, अरे क्या लिखेगा पीछे, ठीक है ना? आगे भी पीछे भी एक ही ऐसा होना, ठीक है? So evidence is very important because anybody can challenge, and these days there are so many tools to find out whether it is factual or not. So all claims must and should be supported by empirical data. For your kind information, research scholars, those are doing a research survey method, and till your summation, till your amount of PhD to keep your the questions, okay, intact. Okay, after the okay, there is a time period also minimum 6 months to project should be detailed. Although it is over, so my previous seminar is over, so I want why should I keep on find out time servant again? There is an interview also, Viva. If somebody the examiner asking something, so you should produce. Okay, so that is very important as far as your this research is concerned. And the proper citations, external sources, very clear because so this is I will tell you editor of many international journals, national journals also, a reviewer of many journals. Okay? The moment paper comes to a particular journal, okay, and presently I am a guest editor of region. This DRDO, they publishing a research journal. Scopus and extra. I am guest editor on one which is a special theme, artificial intelligence and lives. Okay, so a particular paper comes here. The first and foremost, the best job is they will check the references. There are two important aspects with regard to my practical experience I have shared with you. One is a paper has more citation, more references. The paper has very less references. So both are important. So in the case of surveys, the more number of references are, it is advantage. In the case of design experimental, the less number of references are advantage. Okay, so normally if nothing is there, so you are inventing, you are discovering, so naturally the previous are very less number. So that is means the paper has more references means highly valued, less means low and no not. So depends on the methodology, depends on. But more importantly, the paper is coming here, the more cited. Sometimes you can see there is a comparison. You take Indian 5 authors, a particular topic, whatever you like it, you take 5 articles of Indian authors in the same category, same foreign authors. So foreign authors, even sometimes, even a particular word also, the reference comes here. A particular word, 2 references are coming. So they are so minute, so systematic. For example, if any data you are taking from, you are doing a particular survey, okay? So the data is coming from there is a literacy or population. So you have to take from secondary data from there is a government census data. But many times we fail to cite. And secondly, whenever it comes to the dates, years, we must and should cite because you are taken. If you are cited, something goes wrong in that one, so the original author is responsible, publisher is responsible. But if you are not cited, you are responsible. So that's a case very problem. Whenever years comes, whether any statistical data comes here, it is advisable, must and should be cited. Okay, so it is there. So then the tense wise, I told you this one, and always it is the clarity is important. So the coming to this one, so it is You know it best. Okay. So now I'm coming to this ethical academic research publications. For example, the research integrity is very important. Yeah? Any research, irrespective of subject, whether it's a science or social sciences or humanities, whatever, irrespective of language also. So these are very important. These are honest. So how your honesty is there. So don't, whatever results you are taken, whatever you are collected, honestly you can put the same one. Sometimes what happens here, for example, research scholars. So your the sample size, your university plus other universities also there. Okay, different parts of country. Okay, but when it comes to your university, the data you are writing a such a manner, impressive language you are writing. Some universities you do not like it that you are writing very nasty. So it should not be like that. Well, and another sometimes what happens here, the sample size also. There also people is there. So somebody male is writing, so he is writing for males very impressively, and when it comes to female respondents, he is writing in a different manner. So there should not be any like that. Whether it's a male or female, there is a gender bias. There should not be a gender bias. There should not be a language bias. There should not be any kind of barriers. So that's why. So the accuracy means here. See here, computer understands only 0, 1. Okay, so here is accuracy also similar. There should not be about this. Suppose you got some percentage there. You write very clearly 76.38. Okay, so write the same only. About 73.73 means here what? So there should not be about. There should be a proper. So that is the accuracy must should be. So accuracy in the other sense also. Whether it's a language also accurate without grammatical mistakes, whether it's a typographical mistakes, and the efficiency objective. Objective is very important. See, when it comes to the objective is objective concern. For example, Gandhi Jayanti on 2nd October, right? So, for example, you are record a particular book, typographically or grammatically something, or 80 website, 80 blog something. So somewhere in the 3rd October has come. So you should be cross-checked, okay? Not one. So there should be a 2. So the objectivity in the same is here. So there should not be any imbalances or actual information with regard to the dates and the statistical information is concerned. Very, very important. Okay. So the objectivity again in the sense of the sampling also. For example, you have to take 100 participants from each university. So this year we are clearly mentioning so 50 males and 50 females. So the objectivity also very clearly categorized. So you have to follow it. Means here there should not be more females and less males, or more males and less females. Okay, so this is objectivity. These are the ethical conditions. So ethics are very important. So attributions. So very important ethics is, so the responsibility of researchers is the whatever research, ensuring data accuracy and reliability. That is a pure responsibility of the researchers, and proper citations, acknowledgements. That is a very, very important, because that will save you your further free other. Okay, we do have the different regulations. Academic punishments are there, legal punishments also there as per Indian. Okay, coming to the academic punishments as per the UGC Academic Integrity Regulations 2018. It is there are different punishments are academic there. Level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay, that we will discuss later. And legal punishments with regard to copyright, the Copyright Act of 1957 is there. The section that is 58 also 61. Okay, 63 clearly it is providing imprisonment and also the fines. Okay, so in plagiarism and data integrity these days it is ethical breaches is coming. So that will the coming to this what the ethical conduct in this publication. There are 2 important standards. Most of the journals and publishing is that. The one is the COPE, another one is WAVE. COPE stands for Committee on Public Ethics, and WAVE stands for World Association of Medical Editors. And there are some other ethical standards publication standards also there. Small ones like ICMJE, International Committee of Medical journal editors, CSE, Council of Science editors, or C, that is a open researcher and contributor ID. So these are there, but basically what it will do, it will the place you can see the role of institutional review boards and major points. Exactly, briefly I will explain about the scope, because many journals following this scope standards, okay, including many Indian journals also. If you go to a particular journal site, you can see that the publication ethics, they are clearly mentioning about our journal is following the scope guidelines or maybe main guidelines. Many 80% of them it is following the scope. So what is this and what is the, because these are basically the what it will do. Okay, so the scope what it will do, it is a conduct, it sets the ethical standards for editors and publishers, and it is a scope promotes the integrity, scholarly research and publication too. Because after publication something goes wrong, so the punishment, for example, I will tell you, I will quote you Dr. VPC only. So when he was doing a PhD, so he sent one paper for sales publication. So this went to for one reviewer of Indian. So what happened that he kept like many days, and he sent again the same whatever he received for review. So he sent from his name, changed his name, and again he sent to same journal for publication. So the Dr. VPC was later on came to know that initially his original research work was denied by that journal, and the false author's work is accepted and published. Okay, so same. So later on he came to know, and my article is published with another article, other stream. So then he found that one. So then he wrote to that particular journal on the evidences. So then what kind of this public who is the reviewer from India is a deputy library. Okay, so what kind of punishments? Because these punishments are basically from where this particular journal is publishing a particularly concerned country related laws it is governs. Okay, so different countries having different kinds of rules and regulations for punishments. Okay, and this is a way. So the educational resources guidance, everything it is mentioned, and it has a very different what it will do basically. It will protect it from authorship. It will protect it from plagiarism and ethical approval. Ethical approval is very important when those are particularly the plagiarism, similarity report, nowadays is very important. AI text report also mandatory. Ethical clearance in the case of if your study includes animals or humans or their blood service related. So the ethical clearance also very important. Otherwise, unless and until you submit along with your plagiarism report, similarity report and AI text, if ethical clearance certificate is not mentioned, so your article may not be accepted for peer. Okay, so that is the case is important, and this is also data sharing purpose. This is the encouragement of data transparency sharing where it is possible. So these key principles are the most importantly is protecting original authors and researchers. If any, that is the somebody is taken away your authorship and publishing, so it will protect you. Coming to the second one, so sometimes it will data fabrication, maybe conflict of interest, or maybe duplication. This is a very important. Why these scope guidelines are very famous. So last one is very important. Okay. So if it is duplicate publication, many times what happens in the process of your publication submission, sometimes what happens here, you are giving to this paper for language correction, or you are using AI tools for different. For example, directly I quote you. For example, you have written a particular article, research article, but you do not have plagiarism detection tool because there is a targeting identity or original user or institution. So when you are using now free online free the plagiarism detection tools, when you are putting in that particular work, what happens here? You do not have any the authority. If because once it is your article is there, so it will check you. Before you send it to publication, they will say that one and somebody will publish. So that is the case. This is very important because as far as the planning detection tools are concerned, I advise better to use subscribed for the planning detection tools by your institution. But if at all you are unable to do that, so if at all you are using this online the free one, so don't put everything. Just you check few only because don't put a full article. So that is to save this the data modification purpose. Okay. So coming to web, it is a very similar one. Same action. This is a design complete for business name. Transparent type of PWP policies. Technical PWP policies. So similarly, both this the web and also web also similar. But the web basically the responsibility to other space treatment for transparency into the processes. And peer review, it is ensuring very fair and unbiased peer review process and public trust and professional development. This is a more or less it is similar, but the kind of facilities, the manifestations are done by COPE, that is the way we that's why, so it is also prevention, retention, action, investigation, allegations, it is also. But the only thing is, the various advocates, the educational initiatives are raise awareness about the plagiarism. So both cases it will do this one, but much, okay? But because it is a very timeless, okay, I will finishing. So whenever you are seeing any particular journal, you're looking for what is the principles about the use of AI. So this is what you are seeing on the screen, that is a journal that is from department of our department policy, Journal of Library and Information Science, and the editor officer. So we also clearly mentioned, you can see on the screen. So authors and peer reviewers, editor full responsible, but clearly use the generative AI tools for copy writing, creating, drafting, or producing new scholarly content is strictly prohibited. Okay, so let's hear. Later on, we will discuss so many AI tools for different purposes. So you should be very ethically, very that is a responsibility you have to use. Okay, so many this is a many journals, whether it's Indian also, whether foreign also, they are allowing. You can use, but will not use for copyright purpose. But others original work, including defining grammar purpose, you can use for clarity of your matrix purpose. You are very poor, as I told you. These tools are very good for the new. Those are very not good in English. Okay, for them, the such a way the clarity comes. You write it in your language, the mistakes and all, but it will refine in such a clarity way. So it's very impressive way. So that clarity comes. You can use structure also. You can use formatting using this for purpose also. This is a permitted. This is not only permitted by our journal, but also many journals. Okay, but don't only depend on only that creating. It will write you, give me title, it will write a good article. But there is your creating. Okay, so with this brief, it is just an overview about what is a research article and overview. Because the later after the lunch session, we will discuss about specific to the how to use effective use of AI tools for literature. Okay, so specific I go. So because if you do not have this knowledge, then it is a further taking to you in the different facets is a very difficult. Thank you very much, our chairperson and also moderator. And thanks to all of you for your great patience in spite of lunch.
Thank you so much, Professor Margam Madhusudanji, for giving such a wonderful presentation on the structure of the structure of research article. अगले सेशन से वो ये बताने की कोशिश करेंगे कि उसमें एआई का यूज कैसे होगा। अभी लंच तैयार हो रहा है, मुझे खबर आ रही है, तो अभी टाइम है तो मैं 2-4 मिनट आपसे लेता हूँ। देखिए, यहाँ पे एक आध चीजें थोड़ी क्लियर होना जरूरी है कि हम क्या करें और एआई क्या करे। आज के दिन चूंकि समाज बदल रहा है, टेक्नोलॉजी बदल रहा है, तो ये प्रश्न हम लोगों के दिमाग में आएंगे जरूर। क्या एथिकल है, क्या एथिकल नहीं है, क्या करने से हमें फायदा होगा, क्या करने से हमें बहुत नुकसान हो सकता है ना? ये क्वेश्चंस हैं दिमाग में, नहीं है? भाई ऐसा है कि हम पीएचडी करना चाहते हैं और हम रिसर्च आर्टिकल लिखना चाहते हैं। तो इसके दो उद्देश्य हैं कि हम रिसर्च आर्टिकल लिख लेंगे तो हमें हमारे पॉइंट्स बढ़ जाएंगे। ये एक उद्देश्य। हम रिसर्च आर्टिकल इसलिए लिखेंगे कि हम रिसर्च करना सीखें। आई मस्ट हैव द नॉलेज एंड द स्किल टू राइट अ रिसर्च पेपर। बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव शुड बी दिस। अगर हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव ये है कि आई मस्ट हैव द नो हाउ एंड द स्किल टू राइट अ रिसर्च पेपर, ओनली देन वी कैन बी ट्रू रिसर्चर, ट्रू स्कॉलर। अगर हमारा यह है कि हमारे पॉइंट्स बढ़ाने हैं, हमारे जो प्रीलिम जो जो प्रीरिक्विजिट हैं पीएचडी जमा करने के, वो पूरे हो जाएंगे, तो प्रोबेबली वी आर ऑन द रॉन्ग साइड। इसी प्रकार से जो एआई आया है उसकी स्थिति यह है आज के दिन कि अगर हम उसको इग्नोर करेंगे तो हम पीछे रह जाएंगे। वी कांट इग्नोर द डेविल। द डेविल इज ऑलरेडी इनसाइड आवर रूम। तो हम एआई को इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते, दिस इज वेरी क्लियर। लेकिन एआई कैसे हम यूज करें कि वो हमारे लिए हमें और आगे बढ़ाए, हमें और स्किलफुल बना दे, हमें और नॉलेजेबल बना दे। ठीक है ना? तो ये दोनों में डिफरेंशिएट करना जरूरी है। हमने एक रिसर्च पेपर लिखा एआई की मदद से, लेकिन हमने कुछ किया नहीं और हमने कुछ एब्जॉर्ब नहीं किया उसमें से, हमने कुछ लर्न नहीं किया। दिस मे ब्रिंग ए डूम फॉर अस। ये डेंजरस हो सकता है कि हमने प्रॉम्प्ट डाला, एक रिसर्च पेपर निकल के आ गया, हमने कहा लीजिए एब्स्ट्रैक्ट है इसमें और ये है, हमने कुछ एब्जॉर्ब नहीं किया, हमने कुछ सीखा नहीं। ये हमें और हम सारे, हमसे ही तो समाज है, हम सब लोगों को और पीछे धकेल देगा ये आई। अगर हमने एआई का यूज जुडिशियसली किया, जैसे प्रोफेसर साहब बता रहे थे, अभी तो उन्होंने स्ट्रक्चर वगैरह पे बताया है, अगले सेशन पे वो ये बताएंगे कि हाउ शुड बी यूज एआई फॉर लिटरेचर रिव्यू, और भी सेशंस में और भी दूसरी चीजें बताई जाएंगी। माय कंसर्न एज द स्टूडेंट इज कि हम एआई को अपने स्किल को बढ़ाने के लिए यूज करें, अपने काम को, अपने मेहनत को कम करने के लिए नहीं। वी मस्ट बी रिगरस इन आवर रिसर्च। वी मस्ट रीड। जैसे लिटरेचर रिव्यू है ना, लिटरेचर रिव्यू क्यों है? लिटरेचर रिव्यू इसलिए है कि जो आपका कंसर्न एरिया ऑफ स्टडी है उसमें अभी तक कितना काम हुआ है लेटेस्ट, सारे तो आप नहीं देख सकते, कुछ पिछले दिनों सालों से लेके अभी तक उसमें क्या काम हुआ है ये जानना जरूरी है, तभी हम उस काम को आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं। इसलिए लिटरेचर रिव्यू जरूरी है। तो हमें लिटरेचर रिव्यू करने से पहले हमें ये पता तो होना चाहिए कि लिटरेचर रिव्यू किया क्यों जाता है। इसलिए भी हमें जानना चाहिए कि लिटरेचर रिव्यू लिखने से के बाद हम रिसर्च गैप क्यों लिखते हैं, या केवल ये कर्म कांड है, ये कर्म कांड नहीं है, ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड कि ये जो रिसर्च स्ट्रक्चर प्रोफेसर मधुसूदन साहब बता रहे थे, we must be, understand why this structure is like this. What is why there is a base, fundamental rationale behind it. कि कौन सा स्टेप कब होगा, क्यों होगा। तो my concern is that we must be hardworking people, must learn, must have the skill to research, and then now it is a time for AI. Therefore, we must learn how to use AI for doing research. AI cannot help us, anybody, if we want to simply use AI to skip the hard work. We must collect data from the ground and use the AI for interpretation, and the interpretation of the data or the classification of the data for the purpose we want. We can give prompt and then we can get the required result, but the data is ours. I have collected the data for the purpose. We must be responsible researchers. तो अगले सेशन में भी आप जो है इस पे, अभी तो उन्होंने एक ब्रॉड आउटलाइन दिया है रिसर्च का, जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था, क्योंकि जब आप रिसर्च के बारे में बातचीत करेंगे तो पहले ब्रॉड आउटलाइंस दिए जाते हैं, फिर एआई का यूज कैसे होगा, he will deal with in the next session. I'm very thankful to him, and I'm very thankful to all of you for giving such a patient hearing. Thank you so much.
Any questions? Yes. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes. Somebody is asking, sir, online. Yes. Please tell me your
Yes,
name,
sir.
Yes, sir.
शैलेंद्र अरोड़ा.
हाँ सर, बताइए.
सर 10 बजे से हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हमें एक शब्द समझ में नहीं आ रहा. आप लोग जो बोल रहे हैं, आपका माइक कहाँ जा रहा है, आपकी आवाज कहाँ जा रही है. हम लोग ऑनलाइन लिख के बोल के
पूछिए. मेरा ड्यूटी है ना, आपका क्वेश्चन का आंसर करना मेरा ड्यूटी है.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन का आंसर दीजिए ना सर. हम लोग किस लिए हमने पे किया है
सर? वो वाला ऑर्गेनाइजर से पूछिए सर, मैं तो रिसोर्स पर्सन है.
नहीं सर, मैं यहाँ पे ही पूछूंगा. वहाँ पे बैठे हैं जो भी बोल रहे हैं, वहाँ पे जो बैठे हैं उनसे पूछ रहा हूँ मैं.
सर मेरा ड्यूटी है ना सर, जो टॉपिक्स मेरे को दे दिया है वो उसको पढ़ाना मेरा ड्यूटी है सर.
नहीं सर, ये हर इंसान की ड्यूटी है कि अगर गलत हो रहा है तो उसके खिलाफ बोले. आपकी भी ड्यूटी है. नहीं बोलते हैं इसलिए तो ऐसे पढ़े हम लोग.
सर मेरा जो भी है सर, आपका आंसर देगा.
नहीं सर, जो भी है नहीं सर. मैं पिछले 5 किलोमीटर से पैदल वॉक कर रहा हूँ, सिर्फ इसलिए कि सिग्नल ना टूट जाए. 5 किलोमीटर पैदल वॉक कर रहा हूँ मैं.
इसके लिए तो मैं तो प्रॉपर आंसर नहीं दे सकता सर.
जो दे सकता है सर उसे बुलाइए.
एक मिनट सर. अब
आप बताएं, प्लीज बताएं. यू हैव सम टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम. क्या प्रॉब्लम है
सर?
जी
सर क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
हाँ
सर वो तो आप बताइए ना. आप बोल रहे हैं टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम है.
नहीं, क्या प्रॉब्लम है
टेक्निकल
बताएं तो सही, हम समझ पाए, उसको ठीक करवाएंगे.
सर मैं 10 बजे से यहाँ पे आपके साथ मैंने सेमिनार के लिए पैसा दिया है. मैं वर्कशॉप अटेंड करना चाहता हूँ. एक शब्द समझ में नहीं आ रहा. लोग बच्चे पार्टिसिपेंट कमेंट कर करके थक गए. आप लोग कोई जवाब नहीं दे रहे, तो इसका क्या मतलब होता है सर? क्या परेशानी है ये वही भी बताना.
आप कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं? आप कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं?
सर मैं मथुरा से बोल रहा हूँ.
क्या नाम है आपका?
शैलेंद्र.
अच्छा, तो आपकी बात तो हमें सुनाई दे रही है और मेरी बात भी शायद आपको सुनाई दे रही है.
सर अभी सुनाई दे रही है. प्रेजेंटेशन में रिकॉर्डिंग कर रखी है मैंने सर. आप बाकी पार्टिसिपेंट से पूछे कितनों को सुनाई दे रहा है, कितनों को नहीं दे रहा है.
तो आप क्या सोल्यूशन बता रहे हैं, बताइए.
मैं क्या बताऊं सर, मेरे को तो प्रेजेंटेशन
तो
सुननी
आपको
थी. जो
सुनाई
नहीं
दे रही है तो आप सारे सेशन सुनाई देंगे. वो इनॉग्रल था. देखिए मेरी बात सुनिए. जो आपको सुनाई नहीं दी थी वो इनॉग्रल था.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
यस
सर ही इज राइट, क्योंकि हमें बिल्कुल भी आवाज क्लियर नहीं है, कोई वॉइस क्लियर नहीं थी. हाँ, एक सॉल्यूशन है कि अब तक जो आपने पढ़ा है उसको थोड़ा समराइज करके हमें बता दीजिए एआई के बारे में जो आपने बताया, क्योंकि आपकी वॉइस अब जाके क्लियर.
आपने समराइज के लिए पैसे दिए क्या? आपने समराइज करने के लिए पैसे दिए क्या?
ठीक है, नहीं
I'm
देखिए,
ऐसा
asking
है
हो
ये
गई
you.
जो
जो
एक साहब
टेक्निकल इशू है,
एक
ये
साहब जो
टेक्निकल
पैसे
इशू
पैसे की
है।
बात
नहीं,
कर रहे
मैं
हैं
100% I am totally agree with you, sir. I with respectfully I am saying कि I am totally agree with you. There is a technical mistake. बट वो सेशन फिर आगे पोस्टपोन होना
बट
चाहिए ना
सर
कि
नेक्स्ट
जब तक ठीक नहीं
नेक्स्ट
हो
टाइम
जाता
जब
तब तक
भी
हम
आप
नहीं करेंगे.
नेक्स्ट टाइम आप जब भी या कल
नहीं
भी
नहीं वी
होता है
वर
तो
नॉट
प्लीज पहले
अवेयर
टेक्निकल इशू को
अबाउट
रिजॉल्व
लिसन
कर
लिसन लिसन
लीजिएगा, और आज का प्लीज हमें समराइज करके
सर
जरूर
यू
बता
कैन नॉट
दीजिएगा।
से कि यू आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट इट.
नहीं तो
एवरीबडी इज
क्या
राइटिंग
सॉल्यूशन
ऑन द
आप
कमेंट.
समाधान बताएं
सर व्हाट्सएप पे भी लिख रहे हैं हम लोग, और ऑनलाइन आपके इसमें भी लिख रहे हैं कि वॉइस नहीं आ रही, वॉइस नहीं आ रही है. यू कैन नॉट से कि यू आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट, सर.
तो व्हाट
सॉरी
व्हाट
फॉर
व्हाट
दैट.
डू यू वांट टू डू नाउ टेल मी नाउ
I don't know, sir.
what
You
solution
provide me
you
solution, sir.
find from us
You
now
give me solution. Here, this is your
I am
problem.
giving you the solution
What, sir?
I am giving you the solution listen
What,
now
sir?
अरे आप सुनिए तो सही
हाँ, I am listening, sir. Please.
आप तो लड़ाई करने के मूड में हैं
सर 4 घंटे हो गए, सर.
लिसन लिसन
3.5 घंटे हो गए. मैं सिर्फ लड़ाई के मूड में नहीं हूँ, सर.
एक मिनट
I don't
आप
know
सुनना
about
भी
the
सीखिए
others.
भाई आप
हाँ, बोलिए, सर.
रिसर्चर हैं क्या हैं आप पहले सुनना सीखिए मेरी बात सुनिए आप मैं
हाँ,
ये
बोलिए.
कह रहा हूं कि इनॉग्रल में सेमिनार के ज्यादातर फॉर्मेलिटीज होती हैं टेक्निकल सेशंस में बेसिकली जो सेमिनार के ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं उस सेशंस में डिक्लेयर होती हैं बताई जाती हैं अब सेशन शुरू हुआ है आपको सुनाई दे रहा है आपको पूरा लाभ मिलेगा इसका
सर तो फिर आप ये है ना, जब भी आप कोई कुछ मतलब ऐसा कोई ब्रोशर या कुछ निकालें तो उसमें लिखें कि इनॉग्रल में वॉइस डिस्टरबेंस रहेगा, उसका हम पैसा चार्ज नहीं करेंगे.
नहीं ऐसा है हमें
सर
हमें तो
देखिए
हमें पहले
देखिए
से
सर,
पता
सर
ये होता तो
आप
हम
सर
लिखते
मैं
थे
तो अभी फ्रेशर हूँ रिसर्चर के हिसाब से या फिर पढ़ाई लिखनाई के हिसाब से, लेकिन
ऐसा है
आप तो सर
सुनिए
बहुत सीनियर लग रहे हैं मेरे को.
आप सेमिनार में
आप
शामिल होने कम आए हैं आप बेसिकली कुछ लोग इसलिए शामिल होते हैं कि उनको आलोचना करनी होती है आप उन लोगों में से मुझे लग रहे
नहीं सर, मैं उन लोगों में से हूँ जो कि गलत होता है तो उसके खिलाफ बोलना
हैं चलिए
बुरा
जाके
होता है.
आप ऐसा करिए ना हमारे खिलाफ केस
Hello, hello, sir. Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
हमारे खिलाफ आप जाके कोर्ट में केस कर दीजिए कि साहब आपको इनॉग्रल में सुनाई नहीं दिया
Sorry, sir. This side Pavendra sir. Sorry to interrupt you in between.
yes please
Actually, Shailendra sir is wrong
नहीं
here.
नहीं
Actually,
बेटा
this
थोड़ा
is
और
not
बोला
a
है.
yeah.
please
This is not a right place to raise this concern. Actually, I am listening also from 10 a.m.
where are
and
you where are you speaking from sir
I am speaking from Greater Noida.
okay could you listen to us when the
Yes,
sessions
yes,
were
yes.
started
Yes,
yes sir
I am
you could
listening
listen
from starting until now. Your
yes
voice and your PPT is displaying very well.
so
And
kind of you
I
so
think
kind of you for your
PPT
your
is
feedback
displaying very well.
so kind of
yes,
you for your
voice
feedback
also
another person
coming.
was not listening in pains he has been implanted by some
Yeah.
agents from a foreign country
Yes.
to conspire against this workshop
अच्छा.
जो कि नोएडा से एक साहब को पूरा सुनाई दिया शुरू से लेकर अभी तक आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू द अदर पार्टिसिपेंट्स फॉर
Can
शेयरिंग
you read the comments on WhatsApp and this presentation comments?
yeah I can read your comments of course but other
Yes, sir.
people are
I know
Excuse
that.
me,
I know
sir.
that. Others also.
I
Excuse me,
could see
sir.
They are
many
really
writings
not
who are
able to.
appreciating they are in
एक्सक्यूज
a
मी
position
सर,
to
सर
listen to
वॉइस तो क्लियर
From
थी ही
10
नहीं। मैं
o'clock.
दिल्ली से हूँ,
From 10 o'clock, sir. मेरे
मैं
पास वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग है.
नहीं
सर
9
मैं
o'clock से
दिल्ली
तो
से
शुरू
हूँ,
हुआ ही
वॉइस तो
नहीं
क्लियर नहीं
सर
है
मैं 10
आपकी,
o'clock
लेकिन
बोल रहा
अब
हूँ.
जाके ठीक हुई है।
आप ध्यान से सुनिए मेरी बात. मैं 10 o'clock ही
हाँ
बोल रहा हूँ और मेरे पास वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग है सर, ऑडियो के साथ में.
टेक्निकल मैन यहाँ आइए आप
मैं मना नहीं कर रहा सर.
और
थोड़ा सा
ये जो
एग्री होना
आदमी है
हमारा
इसका
right भी
शैलेंद्र
बनता
नाम है
है सर.
इसको
मेरा
इसको
राइट है.
इसको ऑफ करिए और स्टॉप गिविंग हिम एनी सर्टिफिकेट ही डज नॉट डिजर्व ए सर्टिफिकेट मिस्टर शैलेंद्र and blacklist him from participating for any workshop now onwards and give his money back this is the decision no but
Shall I close, sir? This one? Stop. Stop.
फर्स्ट सेशन के सफल संचालन के बाद अब हमारे चेयरपर्सन सर का और हमारे स्पीकर सर सर का दोबारा से फेलिसिटेशन करेंगे। आई रिक्वेस्ट यू उषा, प्लीज कम। I request to Dr. VP Singh sir to please give a memento to Professor Mohammad Ashar sir. I again request you, Professor VP Singh sir, please give plant Professor Madhusudan sir. Sir, come in. Now time to lunch break. Next session start from after lunch. और लंच के लिए सभी कैंटीन में सर। यस सर। सर 3:15 पर सभी यहाँ पे दोबारा उपस्थित हो जाएंगे। नेक्स्ट सेशन स्टार्ट होगा। ओके, नेक्स्ट सेशन प्रैक्टिकल सेशन रहेगा।
इधर ऐसे रखते
लंच के लिए लाइब्रेरी
बंद कर। नहीं, हाँ बंद कर।